I guess I'll go to the next one.
You just eat like a duck.
I just
swallow it.
I just eat.
But yeah, no, it was cool. It was fun. The arcade itself, I mean that.
So it's an arcade?
Yeah, it's an arcade. Yeah.
Is it a drinking arcade, a 21 and over arcade?
No, it's an all ages arcade.
So what kind of games? 80s games?
Yeah, everything from your old school, pinballs and Galaga.
Oh, I love pinball.
All that. Your Street Fighters, your Mortal Kombats.
Yeah.
It was a blast. I mean, dude, I had fun. They had the cosplay in character. Little demon monster guys from the show.
Yeah. They have a lot of that. That's part of what they do.
And the cool thing is that they themselves hosted, put the whole party on, and it was killer. I mean, it was fun. The whole place was jam packed.
They're super professional, they bring it. So when you go to these Comic-Cons and you see them, when you actually can purchase their shirts at whatever stores or venues you can find them, hit them up because they're hand drawn. It's real artwork done by.
And they're the real deal. And I have to say.
There it is.
There it is. I have to show off. So
no, it's good.
Thank you, fellas, for the gift.
Yep. The mysterious arachnid clown.
There you go. Look at that. See?
I'm not a clown guy. So I don't know how you guys feel about it. It pays
to show up sometimes,
Yeah.
But I mean, shout out to them. Seriously, it was killer.
Oh, downtown Fullerton too. It's where we kick it with them. So those guys you're keeping it at home. I know they're from the town, so it's all good.
For sure. Yeah. There was also, I think, the same night there was fights. There was Bellator fights. Yeah. I know I saw you and the Medinas covering that.
We did cover it on Monday night, but to rehash just a little bit, while the Tino Evil event was going on, Bellator did have an awesome night with some exceptional jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Fights were finished with jiu-jitsu 4 times in a row in the main card.
Yeah.
Submissions. So, awesome.
I actually wanted to ask them the question of what they thought of that fellow Dylan Dennis's fight, Dennis, I don't know what was their take on that.
He cleaned house, man.
Yeah.
He took it to him, so it was a good fight. Again, we covered it on Monday night, OTM Live, with Todd Medina and Tanner Medina, so check it out. It's already on YouTube, so if you want to hear more about that. But, yeah, Dennis was there. Neiman Gracie, another Gracie, actually was able to finish as well.
Okay.
There was a few good ones in there.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, it was worth
unfortunately,
watching.
Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to catch it
I did one thing, you did another, but it's all good. We meet in the middle.
Yeah.
But, Tino Evil stuff can be found online. Was it TinoEvil.com?
Better yet, check out their Instagram, Tino Evil, T-E-E, no evil.
And if you could just shine in there, you see it right there. Right. The monkey face that Francis did draw is right there.
There's a couple, videos, pictures of all the action from Saturday. So
if you're wondering about them, they are 2 brothers, Tino Evil. Franco and Franco Tay. They trained jiu-jitsu with us for years. Prior to that, they had kung fu background. I forget what the discipline was, but it was kung fu. And they're strikers.
It's a form of kung fu.
They go at it. They spar. They roll. They do it all. So it's not just their Tino Evil shirts in this comic book community and cosplay community they support, but they're part of the fighting community. They're not just a
couple nerds,
No, they're exceptional.
That. Yeah, for sure.
And good people on top of that. So we represent them as they represent us because we're homies. So
that's right.
We'll keep you posted on any other gatherings that they're going to attend. Hopefully we get out to a convention that they go to because they sure make a weekend out of it. When they go big. So
they do, yeah.
They're the life of the party, in my opinion. I love those guys.
Yep. And let's see, next upcoming major event that we have going on is
a big one for us.
Celtic Gladiator, Saturday, May 19th, up in Burbank Marriott.
Burbank, California, Burbank Marriott. Right off the 101 freeway. No, it's off the 5. In between the 101 and the 5.
Yeah, that's right. Yep. Right by the airport.
Yep. So it's going to be a big one. Yep. This is a event that we've attended before, but this will be the first time we're covering. They actually just finished up this weekend in Poland. Prior to that, they were in England. I know Albert Jarzibak, who actually is the CEO and president of this company, is in Ireland. So it's a global promotion. They're all over Europe right now. They are in the U.S. They had a promotion here in Chicago and in L.A., so this will be a big one coming back this year. They started last year in El Monte at the Florentine Gardens. The fights were awesome. A lot of local talent. If you're an LA person and you like to see local LA fighters fight, Orange County fighters come up as well, and then people come from all over the country to get matched up. So the matchmakers are looking for talent. So it turned out to be an awesome presentation and promotion, the way that they put it together.
Yes.
And they treat the fighters well, and the fights go on time, and there's drinks, there's food, there's everything. So
nice.
I like it.
And I'm excited at the fact that we get to work them. So
yeah, no, and absolutely a testimony to a good person with just absolute faith that it's going to take off here in L.A. Albert Jarzibek and his crew are just awesome.
Yeah.
And they picked the right market. I think that the fights that they did put together are second to none. Mike Hansen, our good friend, our training partner from the past, he trains out of CSW. He'll be fighting on that card.
Yeah, do we have a tentative fight card? And I say tentative because fight cards always tend to change.
Yep. Mike Segura is another one. He's over in Subfighter, Laguna Hills. And let's see. Let's go from the top. We got Richard Leroy, David Douglas as the main card. Looks like the main event.
Well, I remember David Douglas from, if I'm not mistaken, I think he was on the old Elite XC or the Show XCs.
Yeah.
And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he came out of the same camp as the Diaz brothers. So that should
NorCal
be a
guy.
cool one. Yeah, NorCal
the
guy.
209.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken.
And then we got Gerasimov versus Segura. So Segura is our local boy, so we'll see what happens with that. Mike's been on fire. I know he's got an excellent instruction team over there with Adam Lynn and the Subfighter guys. Then we got Perez Arguello, Jackson versus McCottrell, Rios versus Diaz. We don't got a picture on Rios, but he's up there. It's not Maria Rios. Maybe it's one of her cousins versus Diaz.
Mario Rios.
Meanwhile, I'll just give a shout out to Maria. She's not in right now, but we'll see her soon.
Should be back later.
We got Baez versus Underhill. And then next card up, we know Mike Hansen versus Lewis. Mike Hansen out of CSW once again, so we're always happy to see him step up.
Yep, shout out to our boy, handsome Mike Hansen.
Yep, he did our OTM live show, Full Contact Fanatics. We're going to get him on Gym Crashers eventually here and get some interviews done for Celtic Gladiator with him. And with all the guys actually on this card. We're going to go out and see them and make sure we get some footage and you can learn a little bit more about them so you know when you go to the fight whose corner you're in.
And if I'm not mistaken, our last event, CXF, I think we got an interview with McCottrell. So.
Oh yeah, we did. I remember him.
Yeah, so check that out on our YouTube.
It was cool. And then Aranda versus Lafarge, and Martin versus Bush. So the card's up there. You guys see it. Look up Celtic Gladiator on Facebook, Celtic Gladiator on Instagram, Burbank Marriott. May 19th, it's going to be a big event. We'll be there. So if you want an interview or just chat it up with the Gym Crashers, hit us up. We're representing Free Admission Media and Celtic Gladiator, Albert Jarzibek, and his crew.
Yep.
We'd love to see you out there. May 19th.
Cool.
What else we got going on? I know
another
producer JP's got a big event coming up for us to go to.
Yeah, let's get her to talk about it.
Well, we're going to ask JP to come on microphone. She's getting prepared right now. But it will take place in Mid-City, Los Angeles. It is called Murderino Self-Defense, and I'm going to turn the microphone over to JP.
Hey, guys. So you've probably heard us talking about the Murderino Self-Defense class that we're prepping for. It's going to be on Saturday, May 12th from 1 to 3 p.m., and we're really excited. There's a lot of interest. There's a Facebook event, so if you are coming, make sure to click that you're going because there is limited space. But I think it's going to be a really cool event. We're going to be focusing on realistic self-defense techniques, and Maria's going to be teaching, and the guys are going to be our attackers, and of course we're going to get to attack them. So that should be.
Remind me to wear a cup.
Jeez, remind me to wear.
I'm looking for.
I'm wearing them both directions, so I protect.
I'm wearing a mug.
Above, yeah.
It was like I'm wearing a mug.
I heard we're going to be taught eye gouges. I'm just kidding.
Wow. No. I'll wear goggles.
There will be no goggles or cups allowed.
My goodness.
I'm kidding.
There'll be no tugging allowed.
You'll be safe. Yeah, so it's going to be a really cool event. The Murderino community is huge, especially in LA.
Wait, tell us about Murderino. So we have ourselves.
Yeah, I was about to say. So what is this Murderino thing?
Murderino. Is it murder in Reno?
No,
but maybe a murder that happened in Reno.
INO is after murder.
Got it.
So there's this podcast that I listen to called My Favorite Murder. So shout out to Karen Kilgariff and Georgia Hardstark. They're the hosts.
Shout out.
Okay.
They are awesome, and they basically cover stories that they've heard. They're really into true crime, into murder, and I've always loved true crime. So listening to them, it's kind of like, listening to your friend talk about murder and stuff like that, and a lot of people think it's weird. So
I love it that you do that, because the human mind can be stretched to such degrees, and once it is stretched in a certain direction, it'll never be the same again. So you got to be careful when you cross over. That's how people get worse and worse. That's how the serial mind works, right?
Yep.
That's why it's progressive, it's compulsive, and these things go on and on and on until they get caught, until they want to get caught, because it's terrible what they do.
And it's just so fascinating because a lot of, like, even with the Golden State Killer.
I was going to say.
I was just about to ask you that.
Golden State Killer. How does he get his name?
Yeah,
what happened?
We can go a little off topic here.
This is on topic. This is what we're talking about.
Well, whatever. Let's do it.
This is Murderino.
Yes, all right.
This is why you need self-defense.
If anybody has been following the podcast, so they have been doing this, I think, since 2015, 2016, I want to say. And Karen knew Michelle McNamara, who is Patton Oswalt's wife.
Whoa.
His
I didn't know that.
His late wife.
I didn't know that either.
That's heavy.
Yeah, and basically I think she was a reporter. I forget which publication it was, but it was for a publication in LA. And she basically was writing about the East Area rapist. And she was kind of connecting the dots. And she really focused on trying to find this killer. She was like, they have to know who this guy is. Like,
sure, a lot of pieces to the puzzle were there, but nobody was putting them together.
Exactly.
Okay. And this is years and years and years and decades now.
So she had this obsessive search. Unfortunately, she passed away not too long ago.
Unrelated to all this?
Yeah, it was unrelated.
I didn't know. Maybe the Golden State Killer went after her. I don't know.
No.
But she was young, and do you know what that cause was? Was it cancer or something?
I think it was an accidental overdose.
Oh, whoa. That's heavy.
Okay.
But it was also due to an underlying medical condition. I'm not sure what
Got it.
the condition was.
That could possibly happen to me at any minute. Yes, I'm very familiar.
So she would, like, made this her, like, passion to, like, figure out who this person was. And unfortunately, she didn't, but she did a lot of research.
Man, she's so close. How many years has she been gone now?
I think it's been almost 2 years. I want to say a little bit more. I'm not really
As
sure.
this story broke, I watch TV. I'm at a hotel. I work for a hotel. TV's run all the time. I see Patton Oswalt talking about Golden State. I'm like, why is he talking about the Golden State Killer? What is the connection? Is this the only famous person that got to talk about it? Now I know.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah, you're
right.
right.
It was deep. Like, he was into it. Like, he was very, very methodical in his speech and
Wow.
knew what went on. He knew dates. He knew times. He knew people. Like, this guy been following this thing his whole time, 20 years, 30 years?
Yeah.
Now I know. 40
That
years.
I didn't know either. I really didn't.
Yeah, so she actually did all of that research. She wasn't able to complete it, but when I was looking at, when the news broke, I was like, I need to learn everything. I already knew.
It's quite a story.
But I'm like, I need to go over details. I need to know what's going on.
Yeah.
What all these crimes were. And I listened to an episode of Case File, which is another podcast. And that podcast went into so much depth about the crimes and the victims and just how he evaded police for so long. And the whole time I was listening to it, I was like, this guy was a cop.
Yeah.
He was a cop.
Oh, you had the inclination that he was a cop.
No, they found.
I knew they figured it out.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you had that because you have good instincts. Because you watch this stuff.
But listening to it, like, in retrospect, you're listening and you're like, the reason why he's been able to get away with all of this is because he's a cop. And
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is
That
the
makes
reason
sense.
why.
Yeah.
And so you're kind of. Well, I was kind of yelling at my radio on the drive home, because I'm listening to every single thing that he did. But her book is called "I'll Be Gone in the Dark," and he actually told a victim that. And so, like,
he told her that he'd be gone in the dark, or that he's a cop.
He basically told her when he was attacking her,
Yeah.
don't scream because I'll be gone in the dark before
Whoa.
anybody. And
Wow.
like, that just gives you the chills.
Yeah.
Like, that was the title of her book, and it's just a crazy case, and I'm glad that he's in jail, and we'll see what happens. But
Now this dude, he's pre-Richard Ramirez, yes?
Yeah.
yes, so he was considered the original Night Stalker.
Okay.
His crimes, they span starting from 1976 to I think
Oh, yeah.
1986 was the
Yeah, I think it was 74 to 86, a little bit
wow.
longer,
Okay,
12
so
years.
yeah, he's
But
definitely
what I
way
don't,
before.
maybe you can explain this. So what I don't understand about that compulsion that they're driven, and as it gets worse, how does he stop? Because he rejoins society. He lives in a suburban neighborhood, an upscale suburban neighborhood in Sacramento, and then he became a grandfather, a neighborhood person, and didn't kill anymore that we know of because there's no trail. We would have pieces. So what happens? How do you reintegrate yourself as a sociopath?
Or even before that, when was the last time that, I guess, he murdered or he killed? Like, you know what I mean?
That we know of, 86.
That we know of, yeah.
So the
86.
Yeah, so
Okay,
the
okay.
last time, so from what I can gather, he started in 76. The crime started in 76. The last one was in 86.
Okay.
Now, I actually read an article today that a woman came forward saying that when she was about 12 or 13, that she was raped by him in 74. So
Whoa.
this is 2 years.
So that's why they said 74. I knew
Yeah.
that
So
connection was there.
2 years before the timeline that they started with 76. And the thing that's like really horrible is that she's like, it was, I think, in the Visalia area, and that he did it while he was on duty. And it's just,
Oh, wow, okay.
like, he took a trophy, which is, you know, part of his MO, and it's like all these things. And I really hope that she finds justice and this guy just goes.
There's no justice for that. This guy's life has went on. He maintained a
there
freedom
is.
for 30 odd years, almost 40 years.
And the other,
So sending him up the river now, might as well just...
Maybe a small form of closure, but yeah, definitely no.
Yeah, at least they got him.
Yeah.
And nobody else has to suffer. But, you know, the worst part about this thing, and it's, again, I know we're going to go down different paths with this. The other people are going to copy him.
Oh,
well,
yeah.
I hope not.
Well,
I mean, I
actually,
hope-
speaking of which, now, the Zodiac Killer, what year was this? And I say that because I know the Zodiac Killer was roughly out of this, maybe not so much the Sacramento area as the original Night Stalker, but I know he was big.
Oh, he's a
Out-
New York
out of-
guy, isn't he?
No.
No, he was out of
Zodiac is in the Bay Area.
not Visalia, Vallejo. I'm sorry,
Oh, for
So,
the
the Zodiac
English-speaking
Killer-
people, it's Vallejo.
Vallejo. Yeah, I'm
But
sorry.
Vallejo, of course, and it's just north of Walnut Creek.
Let's
Yes.
see. So his killings span from the late 60s to the early 70s. So this
But
is
was
a
he?
little-
He wasn't considered a night stalker. He's just a stalker.
No, he
Yeah. Okay.
he was more like, he would taunt the police. He would send in a lot of like letters with a lot of cryptograph or
Oh, we're talking
whatever.
about the Zodiac.
Yeah, Zodiac
Okay.
Killer. He would do all that stuff, and then he also would dress up when he would attack people. So there's actually a lot of. What book was it? Now I'm getting all my true crime confused with
Well,
each
I
other,
only
but-
ask because I figure, I mean, it's kind of a long shot, especially. That's why I was asking, like, what was the era of the Zodiac Killer?
So this was before. So the Zodiac Killer was before the original Night Stalker, who was also the East Area Rapist, who was also the Visalia Ransacker. So
Visalia. Okay,
yeah.
I'm sorry. Then I confused both towns. Visalia is like what, Fresno, right?
South, yeah.
Okay.
It's still it's up to 99.
Yeah, and then I said Vallejo though, which is definitely much further north than. Okay.
Yeah.
My geography's all turned around.
It's all good.
So
It's because you're from here.
That's
You don't
right.
like going there.
I don't mess with Northern California. But anyways, that's a separate story.
He is caught, you know. Zodiac Killer, we may never know. We're probably never going to know who this guy was.
So people have gotten away with it and reintegrated into society and not ever been caught.
And the other thing is, too, is
Yeah,
that
most
there was
likely.
discussion is that maybe he didn't murder, but maybe he did something else. Maybe he attacked women. Maybe, you know.
Oh, yeah. To
Some-
start, right? It has to...
Well, after the, because it's
Oh, I see. So the
so-
pattern changed.
Yeah.
When the pattern changes, then it's no longer the same serial. That's what serial means, that pattern killing. So he has a different pattern.
Mm.
So it might be something else. He could have gotten his rocks off.
Maybe he
on-
got injured. For all we know, he broke 2 of his legs and he couldn't get anywhere. You never know, right?
Yeah.
Somebody
You're
kicked
right.
him so hard after he killed, or before he killed him.
Yeah.
So he crawled out of there, but he wasn't able to kill for a while.
So there was actually on My Favorite Murder. So when it broke, Karen and Georgia, they released an emergency episode.
Of course.
And because they were super excited that this guy was finally caught, that, you know, the DNA was 100% match. So they were like talking about in one portion of I think the book that Michelle McNamara, I haven't read it myself, but they were talking about one of the portions that she was writing about, that he jumped over a fence.
Wow.
And I guess he didn't realize that there was a slope. So he injured his collarbone.
Yeah.
And so they were looking in hospitals to see, like, hey,
Collarbone
is there
injuries.
somebody with an injured collarbone?
Yeah.
They're like, maybe he had an injury that prevented him from, you know, attacking. But
There you go.
the
He
end
ruined
of,
his arm. His riding arm. His
Yeah.
stabbing arm. His gun arm.
His
Maybe.
choking arm.
Wow.
who knows?
Takes 2 to choke.
But yeah, but the last time that he killed it actually coincides with the birth of his youngest daughter.
Oh, wow.
It's,
So she was born in 86 and
In
she's still
86,
alive?
yeah.
Good Lord. That's
Wow.
always a confusing thing, too, because here we have this horrendous person that's
Yeah.
part of history now. We are part of California history, and we all know the person's name. It all gets released, but then people that are innocent of this, you know,
Yeah, kind of get
right,
swept in with it, if you would.
Yeah, and I know
Charles Manson's got a whole bunch of kids,
oh my God.
and
he
even
does.
some that aren't his that are claiming to be his. We got to do that tour, by the way. We're on it.
Yes.
So okay, so if DNA matched, so how
Well, here's the other
exactly
thing. Wait, you talk before he goes into DNA match. I got to bring up the fact that those little samples that you send out to figure out Ancestry.com and all that stuff. That's how this guy got busted. His family members.
Oh wow,
gave
that's where I
samples.
was going with.
Not him.
So-
His family members gave samples,
Oh,
and because
no.
they matched by 99% of his family members, then they reduced it to a possible 100 people. And he fit within that 100. So we're all doomed because my family members have done this.
So, so actually,
Remind me not to submit my DNA to anything.
What I'm getting at is you may as well because someone in your family has done it. They're going to tie it to you anyways.
Oh fuck!
If you've done a swab test for anything that you've done, and some of us have,
so the way that
it's already out there.
the way that it works is the sites like Ancestry.com and 23andMe, they're actually they advocate for their clients' privacy rights.
Oh, they do.
So
how do you do that? And then these people still get a hold of it. That doesn't make sense.
So the way it works is like as long as it's on their websites and in their databases, they don't release that information. So it's private for your personal consumption.
Okay.
What this person did was they downloaded their profile and then they uploaded it to another site. I think it's called like GED. It's like GED something. But they uploaded it to that website, and that website does familial DNA matches.
Oh.
I've
Okay.
actually done this myself.
Miguel's doomed.
Oh yeah. Well, thanks.
Well, I don't plan on murdering anybody.
But you
guys
share
heard it
DNA,
first.
I've heard.
But
Forgot it's a G-rated show.
But yeah,
All those
so as
dogs
long
you
as-
produced.
yeah, lots of them.
A whole backyard full of dogs. Ball toes.
my dog's out of this. Yeah, so as long as your information is on their sites, they are not gonna release it to anybody. But if you upload it to a third-party site,
They don't give a
you're-
fuck.
There's actual disclaimers on those websites that are just like, hey, you know what, we could use it for this or for that. So it's kind of like upload at your own risk is what I would say.
Okay.
So tell me, from your knowledge, how far does the information go back for serial killers? When is the first? Is it Jack the Ripper? I think it's Jack the Ripper.
I have to double check, but I know
First documented occurrence of something that's happened in a pattern killing style.
Well, I know for the U.S., H.H. Holmes is one.
We don't like anybody named Holmes.
That's right.
He built a murder.
None of them.
He built a murder castle.
Would
in
you say Triple H?
Chicago. And he is actually
Not Preparation H. It's what they're going to need when we're done.
Guys, I can't tell you about serial killers. You
Well,
guys-
sometimes you got to kill a box of cereal, and sometimes you got to take out Preparation H.
A box of cereal.
So his name is Herman Webster Mudgett.
Midget. Oh.
But he would call himself Henry Howard Holmes.
Didn't we just say please use Triple H?
Anyways, so
No glory to that name.
he anywhere from 20 to 200 victims.
Wow. And
And-
what year was this? Approximate.
Let's see. It was in the 1800s.
And what
Okay.
part of the country?
In Chicago.
It had to be somewhere populated in
Wait.
order to get a lot of people, right? You can't do it in the middle of, you know.
It was
true.
actually
Okay, yeah,
the
you're
time
right.
of the
Yeah.
World's Fair. So
Oh, that makes
let's
perfect
see.
sense.
Oh,
They're
wow.
inundated with population.
Yeah.
There are no cell phones.
Nope.
You know what I mean?
There are no cameras.
At that point, there was no fingerprinting because
Yeah.
that was an element where they used to trace to people.
In Chicago.
And then forensics to deal with bullets and the stuff that carves into the barrel of the gun that carves into the bullet hadn't been done yet either.
Oh wow.
So there really was
That
no
was the
way to
time
get
to
people.
kill.
Yeah, exactly.
He was
We were born in the wrong era.
He was also a lady killer, so he was always
What's it with the
married-
ladies?
He would
I don't
always
get it.
marry these girls,
Women
take their
haters.
money. He would sign like life insurance policies over to himself just so he could take their money.
Oh, well.
And
I know what it is now. I get it. I get it.
Yeah, makes
Yeah.
sense.
Robs them blind.
So he's one of the worst ones, and he actually built like a murder castle. So doors to like windowless room or hallways to like windowless rooms.
Yeah,
and
that
stuff
I don't
that.
like. That always trips me out. Like the three girls
Like
that went
shoots.
missing, and they made that series on them where it was a roughly based upon them? The 3 girls that were kidnapped in Chicago or whatever, and the guy.
In Cleveland or
yeah,
whatever?
Cleveland.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
That guy, right?
Oh, yeah.
He had him in the basement. He go out and play his bass.
No, he was
Ariel
the one that.
Castro.
He's the one that said. The guy who called it in was something's really wrong when 3 white girls run to a black man or something like that. Yeah, that's the one you're talking about.
That was hilarious.
The other
A lot of those people interviewed were hilarious.
Oh my god. Yeah.
He was a hero eating his.
He was a
McDonald's
hero
on the porch.
That's right.
And calling.
He was proud.
So.
But what do you do? Okay, so you're confronted with a situation. You know that something really, really terrible has gone on for 10 years. I don't know. I'm kind of impulsive. I kind of would bring it to the guy. I'd have to call him out. You know what I mean?
That's
especially,
a toughie.
Especially if you look like Ariel Castro. I'm like, oh, he got it coming to you.
That's true.
But they gave it to him in prison, I'm sure.
I think either he killed himself or
He killed himself, yeah.
Most
he
of them
hung
do.
himself.
But most of them do. You can't.
I think so.
He got in way over his head. Come on.
I can fact check, but.
Well, sure.
Wait, getting back to this other one. So we got off topic. It's okay to talk about other ones. I love the subject. We can have a separate podcast about this. How do I find Murderino and the other one? Self-defense. The other one you were talking about that you went to.
The Murderino.
The Murder podcast and the other podcast.
Case Files.
Case Files.
Oh, yes. So
how do you find this? Is it on YouTube or what?
You can. So I listen to my podcasts on Stitcher.
So
you can download the app and you can search for all your true crime podcasts, or there's podcasts about everything.
Is that where you typically find podcasts that are listenable, not viewable?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
So I go on Stitcher. It's really cool. You can make playlists, so you can separate it from like your cooking or baking stuff to crafting. There's podcasts, like I said, for everything.
Oh, I know there's millions of them. I only know how to use YouTube, so Stitcher it is. I'm gonna have to find me that.
So you just download.
I'm gonna get on this Murderino.
And then the first one that I was talking about was My Favorite Murder. So Karen and Georgia, they have just a brief overview.
Are they hour-long podcasts? What are they?
It depends. So they usually just talk, and it's really honestly just sitting, like you're sitting and talking to your friend. And
it's like what we do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's just recorded. The audio is just recorded. But there's My Favorite Murder, and then also Case File if you want to check that out. It's case number 53. And then, so if you guys...
No, that's really cool. I'll get into it. I love hearing from you, so I want to get into it now. And I actually want to do the Manson tour. We're going to do the tour. We're going to go visit all the sites.
That's right. Yep.
The Perez's gave me this for Christmas, and since it ain't Christmas no more, I got to take them up on it soon before they go broke.
Yes.
So
it's going to happen.
So we're going to Simi Valley. That's where it's at, right? Or one of his little...
Well, they're going to go... It's from Dearly Departed Tours, and what they do is they take you to all of the sites in L.A., some in the Valley, basically where the Manson family, their hunting grounds. That sounded so horrible. But where they would go and...
The commune.
Yeah.
Hippie commune.
But that was out in the Valley, right?
Harass people.
Wasn't it? Wasn't it like somewhere in Simi Valley?
Spawn Ranch.
Simi Valley is the other side of the valley. You're going towards Oxnard and Ventura.
Yeah.
You know, it's out there.
They were also known to like frequent like Death Valley too.
Yeah.
Independence.
They got everywhere, yeah.
They're
all over Southern California.
Oh, wow, okay.
We got a lot of desert in Southern California. You can do a lot of damage out there.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I remember
dump lots of body parts.
My grandparents were around in that era, and I remember asking them, and they were just like, it was panic, like pure panic, because they didn't know who it was, where it was coming from, if it could be them next, because people were just breaking into homes.
Yeah, that's how the Night Stalker thing was. I was old enough to be a part of that, and
they remember that.
We were all kicking.
I was on my way, so I wasn't quite.
His dad was a Night Stalker. He was stocking shelves at night.
That's right.
Here's a Night Stalker
That's a good one.
At the Lucky Market down the street, or Alpha Beta.
At the Alpha Beta.
So he could buy diapers from Miguel.
That's right. Yep. I was making my grand entrance.
That's right, and he knew it. He had a very good look, though, you old man.
Hey, he did.
I like it.
All that shaggy hair. You know? That was the 80s.
That's it.
But okay, so this Murderino self-defense now. Okay, so I'm sorry. Run it by me one more time. Where's it going to be?
It's going to be at Fight Science.
Okay.
MMA.
Fight Science MMA in Mid-City, Los Angeles.
So, and it's going to be on Saturday, May 12th from 1 to 3 p.m.
Our main instructor is Maria Rios.
Yes. And then
so she fought in Bellator. She's our co-host. She's not with us today, but she has important business elsewhere. But Maria, we wish you all the best. We'll get you back on next week and bring these people out to Fight Science, which is also the home of Ian Harris. and his crew there, and some of the fighters that we've had in. We had Eric Ghost Pepper that's from there. We had
the Anomaly. Terry on Ware.
Yeah. The Anomaly. Vince the Anomaly's from there. Maria's from there. They got a handful of fighters.
Yeah.
They'll be at Celtic Gladiator as well, I'm sure. They're at CXF. They're all over the place, these guys.
That's right.
But, yeah.
So, do we need RSVP for that?
Oh, yes. There's an event on Facebook. So if you want to head on over to Jim Crasher's Facebook page. You can RSVP there. There's already a few people signed up. So it's going to be really fun, and I cannot wait to see all the other murderinos that are going to join us.
Yeah, and we meet the people that are involved with this, and I want to hear stories. So
me too.
We're going to bring the camera. So if you guys are interested, we're going to do interviews. We're going to talk to people. The seminar itself is for you to defend yourself against the potential serial killer or other harmful people that are out there. But we do want to talk to you, and if you want to talk and chat it up and talk about the event and other things that Murderito gets involved in, we want to do that too, because we want to make this an ongoing thing. So this one goes well. We're going to have many more.
And one more update. So the Sacramento Bee just posted a article. The Vallejo police have sent the Zodiac Killer DNA to a lab. So
I knew it. I called it.
He's old enough. He's 72 years old, right, Jessica?
I called it. See,
yeah,
I called it.
I didn't connect that. I don't have his forensic skills.
I don't think that it's the same.
You never know, though. You never know.
Maybe because he changed his tactics, right?
How is it that the whole the Zodiac Killer and I mean, of course, what year was this? Like the 60s, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't that it would have to be, because 74 was the rape that they know of.
So just in my opinion, I don't think that it's
that it's connected or whatever.
It's connected because
they're brothers.
Maybe
it's his uncle, and he taught him his ways.
Or imagine if they are related, they just didn't know they're related.
Because if I taught Miguel my ways, I'd have hit it in the 80s and 90s. He takes it from here. You're never going to connect that.
No.
Let's see.
No.
According to the article, it says that the envelopes had been sent a few months ago. This is before they got Joseph DAngelo, who is the Golden State Killer, or the suspect whose DNA matched 100%.
Yes, he's been alleged to be.
To a lab. So we will see. I don't think that they're the same person, just because.
Oh, come on now.
No,
just live a little.
If you look at the letters that he sent,
they probably have the Zodiac's
Well, the
DNA.
fact that you said he was a cop, and all those letters that the Zodiac wrote to all those newspapers and what was it? All those news channels or whatever.
Encrypted letters.
Letters, yeah.
Right?
So
the average guy can't do that.
Exactly,
I don't even know what that entails.
So
I write in crayon instead. I don't know.
So they were thinking that
got me.
This guy might have had. I think honestly that if he was a Zodiac, he would have taunted them the same way. He would have.
But if you said his MOs have been changing, I mean, you never know.
But he started at the top of the food chain with the Zodiac style, so they don't really go downward. They kind of escalate.
Okay.
Right? That's been the who knows? I don't know how this mind works. I want to know from the expert here.
And if I can recall, I don't think that the Zodiac took any trophies. This guy took trophies.
Yeah, but that's part of the escalation. I could see how that could change, right?
Okay.
He might have read about some previous guy.
Well,
it's like, oh, isn't that cool?
Now his trophies, what exactly did he take? Like
Fingers,
a lock of hair, or
toenails,
like a toe or something?
More like jewelry.
Oh. Some people take
like
body
a car.
parts.
Yeah.
Ed Gein, right? He skinned him.
He skinned him, yeah. So Leatherface.
Well, basically, it's like a trophy of I killed this person, I violated this person.
Yeah, okay. See, in my head when you said trophy, I was thinking maybe shaved a piece of hair off, or like you said, chop the finger or the nose. Or
I'm gonna look. What you guys are talking about this? I want to see when Jack the Ripper. Who's the first serial killer? Let's Google it.
Serial killer.
Since we don't have anything of high tech value in front of us, I'm gonna use my phone. That's how it works around here.
So a lot of people are saying that Triple H was also
Preparation
Jack,
H, yes.
Jack the Ripper.
They thought he was?
Yeah. So
but that means he jumped oceans.
Ocean, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or continents.
So that's the way
could
I
be
feel
him.
about the Zodiac Killer. And
it does say Triple H. She's right.
Really?
I Googled it, and H.H. Homez comes up. First serial killer. Set to hang for the horrific murder of his late business partner, Benjamin Pietzel.
Huh.
Yeah, he might be. He kind of looks like Jack the Ripper.
Wow.
So it's that same time period.
Okay.
H.H. Holmes is Jack the Ripper. That's what they claim. So I said it and you said it.
But see, the Zodiac thing, to me, it makes sense. Because like I said, it's in the general area, like the northern, Sacramento, northeast Bay, if you would. Kind of a thing, like I said, Vallejo, Folsom. What else is around there?
Oh, you know what? Now they're saying that Jack the Ripper could be multiple people because they didn't have the way to categorize and trace all the intricacies that go along with serial killing in those days.
Okay.
So anything that looked serial, any pattern, got thrown into the Jack the Ripper mix. So HH is our American version. There's a bunch of Brits, too.
Of course.
Interesting. Now, what were you asking me? Because I was reading.
Well, no, because I was telling her that, to me it makes the Zodiac and then the whatever original Golden State Killer guy, it makes a little sense to me because it's both in the general area.
No, I thought maybe.
Like I said, that northeast Bay, what else is out there? Folsom,
what was going on at that time? Not much. It wasn't as populated. It's sparsely populated on that side of the bay. San Francisco's way more happening. So
and you have all those small towns
those
between,
are small.
Oakland and Sacramento.
Migrant worker towns is essentially what a lot of those when going south on the 99, like Visalia. You got grapes. You got what? Almonds growing up there. What else are they growing?
Napa, and you have what's that town we spent like the weekend at? Ione.
Ione?
Yes.
That's one I haven't even heard of. Where the hell is it?
That's south of Lodi, east of Napa.
Vacaville. Cowtown.
It's east of. It's like 45 minutes east of Sacramento.
Oh.
No.
If it's east of Sacramento, then you're going up over the 80.
No, it was south of Sacramento. It was
east of Sacramento, you're going to Truckee where they ate each other. That's a whole other thing. You hear about that in Truckee? So read about that. Those are the people that there's cannibals.
The Donner Party?
Yeah, the Donner Party.
Donner Party, yeah.
Yeah, that's Truckee. It's the same thing.
No, it's east of Stockton, south of Lodi. It's
Manteca.
Yeah, somewhere sandwiched out, a little small town out there. But
what's another one?
The cool thing is how
Tulare.
Tulare, yeah. It's weird how like things are entwined with one another, and the reason we went up there is out here towards Whittier. For those of you who know or who remember back in the day, maybe even spent time there. Who's to say? The old Nellis Youth Correctional joint in Whittier.
Yes, I have a cousin that spent many years there.
Yes. So when we went up to Ione, we went to what was that place called?
It's called Preston School of Industry. So it was.
They called it Preston Castle, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Which is basically the twin sister of this Nellis school. Which, by the way, Nellis, although it's not a functioning youth center, if you want to call it that.
No, it's for the insane now, isn't it?
No, they closed it down.
No, they closed it down, but the buildings itself are still there. And it's
there's
creepy
an
as
place
shit.
in Santa Fe Springs, right?
Norwalk.
Norwalk.
Metropolitan.
That's the one. That looks crazy.
Right? Oh, you got the one in Downey too. That
I've only seen the one off of
Rancho Los Amigos.
That one off Bloomfield.
Oh yeah, that's a.
It looks haunted as hell.
Yeah. If you think that's bad, you should go to check out Rancho Los Amigos.
We need to do abandoned buildings. Our next podcast is going to be cemeteries and abandoned buildings.
Yes, that's
because
right.
Because they all have history.
A lot. But anywho, real quick. So up north you had Preston Castle, yeah, which was a twin sister of Whittier Nellis, whatever.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I didn't know that they operated that way. But it makes sense.
Did, and it was just.
You have insane in both areas.
And I mean, dude, we did a little small tour there, and it was like one of the creepiest places I've been in, so.
So it was really cool. I used to volunteer at the Whittier Museum, so shout out to them.
Yeah.
But I was in the archive room, and I was looking at pictures, and I was like, hey, I think I've seen this before. And then the curator was like, oh, yeah, they used to be the same building. She's like, so... Not the same building, but they were built the same.
Yeah.
So they were like
modeled
twins.
after one another. Okay.
So that inspired me to go visit this abandoned place, which is really cool. And they actually have like overnight ghost tours, and they also
Fuck
do.
That.
No, I'm in. I want to do it.
They do a photography, like, because a lot of people go there because it's abandoned, so they do photo shoots and stuff. But it's really cool. So you can actually spend the night in.
Oh, I'm in.
Yeah.
What up, a leaf blower on Miguel? Ghostbusters. Be cool.
Yeah.
Ione. Is it up in Ione?
It's up in Ione, yeah. It's a small town, yeah.
We
really
also,
small town.
We also stood at the Ione Hotel.
Oh, I bet that was fabulous.
That I didn't tell someone it was haunted before.
Oh, that's good.
Until we got there.
I bet they had crispy sheets. The kind that crack.
True story, no kidding. So this place was had the old school, looked like a fucking 1800s key, right, to open the room.
It was haunted for sure.
Yeah, so we hung it up. They had a little fucking hook there, whatever. We hung it up, and I woke up in the middle, or she woke up actually in the middle of the night. We woke up twice. The first time she's like, "Hey, look at that key." Mind you, I was like kind of half asleep, and part of me was drunk, so it was just kind of swinging side to side a little bit, So I'm like, it's just my imagination.
Yeah.
Woke up again at like 3 a.m. and we heard gunshots. We peeked out the window and there was nothing out there, like nothing. So, and these gunshots sounded very close, like it was like right outside, right at the front door.
It sounded like a Old West duel.
Exactly. Yeah, it sounded like a duel. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. So it was pretty crazy. I mean, it was
who could draw their gun quicker?
Pretty much, because it was something quick, just pop, 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 pop.
Yeah.
That was. Then I also woke up again because it felt like somebody stumbled into the foot of the bed, like pushing it.
He was stumbling off the bed.
Yeah, he fell off, or throwing up, one of the two.
But that was pretty cool.
That's crazy.
And it had a toilet that you had.
Oh, you had to pull the chain. That's
chain,
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Interesting.
Pretty old.
And then I found out later that a fire ruined our room.
Really?
And
so it's no longer there? Oh, that just happened last year.
No.
The fires that ran through NorCal, no?
No, before.
Oh.
So 2 people died in the room that we stood in.
Oh, a fire occurred before you stayed
like
there.
In the 1800s.
Wow.
That's gnarly. But they may not even be standing. If you don't recall, last year, everything in that vicinity was torched.
That's right. You're right.
They lost vineyards. They lost hotels. They lost everything. So it's getting rebuilt, but it's gnarly.
We got to go after serial killers now. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, there's a lot to do with that.
Yeah, for sure.
They've already got. We're not impinging on
Murderino,
who are our friends, and we're going to support their stuff. But what I'd like to do is impinge upon the sites.
That would be cool.
Whatever that is, dearly departed.
Yes.
We need to start doing that. I'm
I'm
about going places, experiencing it, because you know what?
That.
You can read, and that's great. You get a lot. I mean, everything comes from reading. You got to read to expand everything that you know. I love that, and I get taken away by reading. But if you can go somewhere and feel it, smell it, touch it.
Eat a burrito there.
Eat a burrito at it, yeah. Cook a rabbit, whatever you got to do. Oh, sorry, Miguel.
Yeah.
But yes, it's more
that would
a
be
visceral
cool,
experience, and you have a tendency to learn so much more about it when you're there. So I'm excited.
Yes.
It's our new thing.
So, continuing on.
What else do we got to
Our
continue
next
on?
event, big event.
For our good friends out there at PMMA.
Yes, for those of you who saw
attacked by a fruit fly.
last Wednesday, we had our good friend Mike Hermosillo from CMMA Southgate Jiu-Jitsu. I mean, the guy is just,
salt of the earth.
Yes, aside
and Magda, his girl.
Oh yeah, shout out to me. You know what? Shout out to his whole school out in Southgate.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing but a bunch of cool guys. Joe, Magda.
Yep.
And again,
Joseph's cool. He's friends with him, and then Magda does the yoga. So if you want to get some yoga in, you're in Southgate, Bell, Cudahy, whatever it may be,
Huntington
right there.
Park.
They're there, right off of San Gabriel Boulevard.
Yes, and Tweety.
That's right. Right by Taco Quickie.
Yeah. But
hey, what's up?
Yo, what up? So anyways, yeah, so he was on here, and like I said, aside from jiu-jitsu and everything else in between that we all do and know him from, I mean, the dude is just I feel like we share a lot in common in the sense, with the heavy music, the punk, the metal, everything in between.
Yeah, all of it. His lifestyle. He's a good dude.
Yeah, for sure.
So, yeah, if you're looking to train with someone who's really cool and talented on top of it, then that's the place to go out there.
Yeah, that's right. If you're out in that area.
But
he did mention that, he has strong roots, a strong tie, pride in his community.
Yeah.
Southgate, Watts, basically the whole gateway into South Central, and he did speak about how he really wants to give back to his community, which I mean,
and he is by teaching the kids in the neighborhood. His class has already grown, and now he needs a bigger spot. He's already given back. So you're bringing jiu-jitsu to an area that's never had anything even close to that. There really isn't mixed martial arts or jiu-jitsu there.
Yeah.
So he's a pioneer in that little zone of his.
Yes.
So take it from there.
Yeah, I mean, again, he said, his biggest thing was just giving back. I know lots of people say that, but very few actually, put their money where the mouth is and and take off with it.
And this is his money. He does it out of his pocket.
That's
taking
right.
care of business.
Yeah. So May 20th at noon, 12 p.m. That's a Sunday. He is having a BJJ community workshop at the Watts Towers.
It can't be a cooler location than be there.
I
was there in the riots, so I know.
I can only imagine that time. But,
I was there in the riots.
But again, I mean, Sunday afternoon. We're basically coming around the corner towards summer. A, you can't beat the weather, I'm sure, and then B, the fact that he's putting on a whole demo, Yeah,
it'll be outside. So at the Watts Towers, the community workshop will be for everyone in that community and others that want to join. So please come join us. There'll be mats.
Yes.
There'll be plenty of people that are skilled in jiu-jitsu that can help you. If it's your first time, and if you're coming to roll, then there's plenty of people that are skilled in jiu-jitsu.
And even if you don't know what jiu-jitsu is,
yeah,
to where obviously a lot of people are just like a bunch of guys rolling on the floor with each other,
and ladies too, all of us, kids, moms, dads, everybody.
So check it out. I mean,
we'll be there. The Gym Crashers will be there, so hit us up because we want to meet you.
Yeah.
We'll bring the cameras. We want to get this on camera. We want to talk to people, of course. That's what we do. We document things that we do. But more importantly, meet the guys at CMMA Southgate. The crew out there is, the coolest guys that I know, especially in that area, and they want to help.
Yeah. And the fact that they want to give, again, like I said, give back,
Yeah.
A lot of people, like I said, a lot of people.
We're talking about this Murderino thing. You're going to get some great instruction to avoid this kind of thing.
That's right.
Or at least help yourself in a situation.
Yes.
Right?
Always.
So that's what it's about, self-defense.
Nowadays, you don't know who the hell's,
lurking.
Who's who. That's right.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing. We didn't get to say this to producer JP, but in the past, we were talking about the past, in the days of HHH, Triple H, Preparation H, it wasn't called stalking. It was called courting if you followed someone. And
courting,
you know what I mean? That's how guys met girls back then, right? It's only in recent years that
it became stalking.
We were like wise to her, like, wait, you're not supposed to follow people around. You're not supposed to look in their window. You're not supposed to shake one out.
Well, we're just curious,
But in
the
past, we all seen movies, right, in those eras.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny now.
And they follow them for days. They track them.
Oh, like if somebody's like really persistent. And it's like, oh, it's so romantic. Oh, that.
What was once romantic is now scary.
And it's like, actually, no, that was never romantic. Like, he wore her down. Like, come on. But it's just like a different way of thinking. Like,
I bet Cosby has the same story.
That's right. He just wore them down. That's it.
Wore them down.
He just happened to spill NyQuil in their drinks.
Allegedly.
First of all, how dare you.
It's a joke. I kid.
Yes.
I do not endorse Bill Cosby, just for the record.
No.
But
or his pudding.
That's right.
Putting it wherever. Allegedly. But that is a crazy thing, though, if you think about how times have changed. So, yeah, not only technologically have things changed, but the mindset of what is accepted has changed. Because that is the basis for so many of those old movies.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, even at that, I mean, you can watch some silly movies. And the one that just came to mind, first and foremost, when you mentioned that right now was...
Teen Wolf.
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
Remember that movie Borat?
Yeah, Borat.
Where he talks about kidnapping his wife or whatever.
Stuff in a plastic bag.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And
I love that guy.
It's just, I don't know.
I like his swimming attire.
But
I'm gonna get you.
Yeah, Pamela.
Replica of his suit.
But yeah, no, you're right. I mean, it's only
the best is the wrestling scene. If you get the movie, there's a wrestling scene there. And Azamat Bakatov and him are in the hotel room.
The one that he said he tried to shove rubber in his noose.
And they're in the elevator.
That's the best.
It's a must see. And I got to watch that with you, actually.
Oh, man.
It sounds like Friday night and a 12-pack of beer.
Yeah, that's right. And a joint, possibly.
Not at our place, Mr. DeLo, but yes.
Yeah. Not here, but, elsewhere.
Yes, the other people that come.
So,
CMMA Southgate, BJJ Community Workshop, 5:20. That's a Sunday or Saturday?
A Sunday
at 12 p.m. So we'll be there.
Yeah, so please, by all means, I mean, check it out. Check out their Instagram, Southgate Jiu-Jitsu and CMMA.fitness, I believe.
Yep, and see Magda for any yoga that you guys need. And Jiu-Jitsu people need that stuff too. So Magda's very skilled, and it's an awesome class in the morning. So
check them out. They also got a couple guys on the Celtic Gladiator card as well.
Yeah, because they're a part of CMMA Gardena, which is their affiliate, their headquarters.
Yeah.
Chad George's people. So they got fighters everywhere.
Yes, sir.
We had Dominic on the CXF card. We had a couple guys on Spar Stars. Now we got Celtic Gladiator coming up. They've constantly got it. Chad himself fought in Bellator.
Yeah.
You know, so they're out there, and they're very busy. So if you're looking for a school with reputable fighters, which is sometimes an indicator of how good the school is, sometimes, and these guys are definitely doing that. So they're competing, they're fighting, they're training, and they're active in the community to bring jiu-jitsu to a place that doesn't really have it. And, you know, it's a necessary skill, especially if you're worried about looking over your shoulder.
And, you know, not just that, you know, but at the same time, you know, it's like, you know, some of these neighborhoods need something, you know.
After school programs.
Yeah, I know everybody says, you know, keep kids off the street and whatever. But yeah, an after school program more than anything. You know,
but a good leader too. He's a good person. So you don't. I mean, just because they say it's an after school program, nobody watching them. They're just running rampant. It's the same stuff.
Yeah.
Get your kid into jiu-jitsu over there in Southgate because there's some good leaders.
Yeah, I mean, it's all hands-on. It's all, you know, it makes them involved. You know, it's.
Well, I can tell you this: for the people that are watching that aren't familiar, jiu-jitsu is a problem-solving skill, and that we're presented with positions and then submissions and then counters, and then there's always an answer to a counter, always an answer to a submission. There's always a different position to take. So we're looking at things in a different perspective at all times, and it's changing and it's evolving, and your game changes, and life can be that way. As it presents you problems, as it presents you obstacles, you sometimes have to take a second look at things from a different perspective just to solve that and keep moving. And we keep moving. You don't quit in the middle of the round. There's no tap in the middle of the round.
That's right.
It does come to that if there's going to be an extreme problem, like your arm is extended, yes, tap and move on. But solving your problems does come from that. And I think a lot of the kids that I've seen, Jacob the Bull Brown. Not to be confused with Joey the Bull, who's a crazy man that mics the wrestling events. Jacob the Bull Brown is a kid that has got it together, sponsored, doing all kinds of events, gold medal winner. Check him out on Instagram. Jacob
actually has, you know, some drive and direction.
Yeah, just an incredible kid. And if that's an example of what you can get from this, then I think every kid should do it, in my opinion.
I agree.
Because that's a perfect example of a young man that's driven.
Yes, definitely. So, again, you know, just have to reiterate, you know, check it out. No two ways about it.
Yep.
You know, just something to really, you know, bring forth and put on display. So
agreed. And I'm sure our partner Adam Woods will be there because anything that goes on in the Southern California region, Adam Woods shows up. So
shout out to Adam Woods. Yeah,
shout out to Adam. Yeah, he's our affiliate on the ground. I try to get out there with Miguel, and we see gyms and dojos and training centers. Adam is out there at every martial arts, mixed martial arts, judo, jiu-jitsu event, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
And he's out there talking on behalf of Free Admission Media. So you can see his interviews at Free Admission Media on YouTube. Adam Woods, check him out. He's a wonderful talk show journalist and interviewer of, you know, many sorts. And I know he's actually a professional. Yeah. We got our skills from doing this here. He actually got it from school.
He did. Yeah.
You know?
I mean, other than that, you know, I mean, like you said, we had to learn it on a whim, if you would.
Yeah. On our feet. That's what we do, right?
Yes, sir.
The best way to learn how to roll is to roll.
That's it. Yeah. You know, that's right.
That's the way to do it.
Also, go ahead and check out Orange County Championship Wrestling. That's our head instructor, John Della O's little side project that he has going on. So
where we come from, the sweatshirt's on his back right now, and you can see it there, Delo Jiu-Jitsu. So we're here in Stanton, California at Beach and Catella. John Delo is our head instructor. We have the mini dojo here, which also flies his flag, and I'm here to teach that. But John's promotion for pro wrestling is OCCW, Orange County Championship Wrestling. They do have events monthly, sometimes twice a month, either here in Westminster at the Triple Nickel or in Los Alamitos at the
American Legion. I'm not sure what post it is,
but it's there. American Legion, Los Alamitos, you can find it. But a top-notch event, pro wrestling, it is separate from what we do in the fighting world with jiu-jitsu and MMA. But
very different.
He does have this, and his name is Jonathan Malice, as I like to say, Malice
and Chains. That's right.
But check him out, and you know we talk about it because he's part of what we do, a huge part of what we do. Like the Tino Evil guys, OTM Live, representing OTM in Vegas, Scotty Nelson. So John Dello is a big part of what we do. Go to his event, support what he does, eat a meatball sandwich.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Heckle him, throw stuff at him.
He does throw chairs at people. It's got its share of violence if you're into that.
Yeah.
You know?
It's cool.
Yeah, they stretch suspension of disbelief for the MMA people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It isn't what we normally do, but it's a show. It's a good show.
Although it may not always be your cup of tea, I mean, the fact that some of these guys do put it all on the line for entertainment, And
a strange thing is, I didn't realize until recently, I did a show on OTM Live with John himself, is that there is an early tie with UFC and pro wrestling. A lot of early UFC fighters did both. You had to get paid.
Yeah,
somehow. You know what I mean? And there's still that correlation because Brock Lesnar. Some people, love the man for what he does in MMA. I don't necessarily see it, but he's a big guy.
Yeah, of course.
He did put his neck on the line. He hurt himself. He had to get his intestines cut out, and he came back and fought again. So he did it, and then to a lesser degree and more unsuccessful degree, CM Punk has embarrassed himself by getting out there. In my opinion,
it's all good.
Tell me I'm wrong, but
I feel the same way.
Tell me I'm wrong, but he's still trying. He's going to come back.
That's
I think, right?
Yeah.
Someone's going to fight him. Somebody has worked with him and saw the
potential
areas
maybe?
that he lacked, or potential, or both, because you can polish a turd.
You can,
I guess, right? You make it look like a statue. I don't know, or not. A turd is just a turd. I don't know. So we'll see what he's got. But he definitely has talent in the wrestling ring, but it doesn't always translate. It may go one way to the other, but not the one.
I mean,
not
I don't know if some of these guys just figure that it makes an easy transition.
But you can't go backwards. In my opinion, you have to have the basic mixed martial arts skills, which are jiu-jitsu, boxing, wrestling, judo,
Muay Thai, whatever.
Boxing, Muay Thai. Yeah, there we go. Sambo. Those more fighting arts. Yeah. When you come from just pro wrestling, it's a lot to put together to go to UFC level fighting. Even being one of the King of the Cages and
I think that's what a lot of people's dilemma was with him, in the sense that he kind of didn't really work his way up. He just kind of got shoved in there.
Yeah.
Which, don't get me wrong, I mean, it is what it is, whatever.
I didn't understand at first until it was brought to my attention that other wrestlers had made that transition.
Yeah.
So I get it. They're athletes.
Yeah. Well, yeah, But same thing. I mean, just because some of these guys were ex-football players, like Brandon Schaub and Matt Mitrione.
Yeah, and they did well.
Yeah.
Mitrione especially.
Yeah. But still, I mean, comparing football to pro wrestling, it's just
it didn't work out for James Toney,
That's true. Yeah. And he was a boxer.
A legitimate boxer, right? Yeah. But when you get put on your back, you don't have any more boxing.
No, sir.
You can't swim.
But, I mean, But anyways, we got a busy month coming up ahead, so...
yeah. So go ahead and tackle it. Give them our calendar.
Right. Yes, sir. We got Celtic Gladiator on May 19th.
It's a Saturday night.
Yes, sir. Yep. We got CMMA Southgate BJJ Community Workshop at the Watts Tower on May 20th. That's a Sunday at noon.
Yep.
We have May, was it the 12th again? I'm sorry, Jessica? Yes, May 12th, the Murderino Self-Defense over at Fight Science out on the west side in Mid-City, I should say, to be exact. So that's also what time is that again, Jessica?
It's from 1 to 3 p.m.
1 to 3 p.m., so check that out as well.
Mid-City, Fight Science MMA, located off the 10 at the Crenshaw exit.
Yes, Crenshaw exit.
Turn left on Washington.
Yes, sir.
And you are there. It's on the right-hand side. Hit us up. We'll be out there. We'd love to talk to you. Love to get an interview with you.
Yep. Come holler at us.
Self-defense. So we're the Gym Crashers. We'll come see you. Like us. Subscribe to us.
That's right.
Send our link to other people.
Gym.crashers on Instagram.
That's right. I always forget that one. And we're here every Wednesday at 8 p.m.
That's right.
So pro fighters, jiu-jitsu guys, murderinos, whatever it may be. If you want to come chat it up with us, hit us up on YouTube. Who was on the chat room so we can give him a shout out real quick? Anybody out there? Art Ramos, we know you're always out there. Thank you for watching.
Art Ramos.
Homie. What's the other guy? Little Art.
Shout out to Tom Dupree. He joined us.
Tom Dupree.
Appreciate
it.
Jermaine Dupree.
Art. Michelle Weller.
Michelle Weller, thank you so much. Always good to have you on board with us.
Holler at us, girl.
Byron Jr.
Who's that?
Byron and Myron and Byron.
Byronus. Thank you, Byron. You're usually in-house. We could have used your help tonight, manning the camera, but it's okay. We know you get off work late and you're driving down the 405 somewhere.
Adam Woods has joined us.
Adam Woods. We talked about you on the show. You're an affiliate on the ground. We love what you do. Please make it out to the BJJ Community Workshop if you can for CMMA Southgate and Mike Hermosillo. I know he's your homie. He's our homie. We'll
go eat some burritos afterwards.
Trejo's Tacos, burritos, whatever, Taco Quickie. What's out there in Southgate? I don't know. You tell me.
Lots of good stuff.
Yeah, plenty of Mexican food.
Yes, sir.
And then also that was on our on the Facebook page. And let's see. Art also joined us.
Art's on YouTube.
For YouTube.
Thank you, Art.
Tom. So
Tom Dupree.
No. Tom.
Oh, Tom.
Yeah.
Tom Quatch.
Mustache Tom.
Oh, Mustache Tom.
Oh,
I thought it was
yo,
Tom
what's up,
Quatch,
dude?
my homie Tom Quatch. No, it's Tom. What's Tom's last name? Grijalva.
PST Tom. That's right.
PST Tom Grijalva with the mustache.
Yep.
Shout out to him. He just got an apartment. So
Right on.
congrats.
Hey, nice.
An apartment.
Cool party
That's
at
a
your
good
house,
start.
dude.
Yeah, yeah.
We're coming over.
That's right. We're gonna
That's
crash
right.
your apartment instead.
Bring the strippers. In fact, I'll just bring them myself.
Cool. Thank you guys. Again,
Yep.
check us out.
Check us out. Jim Crashers Live. OTM Live on Monday nights at 8 with John De La O. Wednesday nights at 8 with Miguel, Maria Rios, and myself. We come out to you on the weekend. So, again, if you got a gym, a dojo, a training center, or academy that you want us to come roll at, we will come out. You tell us through YouTube, through
that's right.
Facebook, message us, and we'll be there. Go
Hey,
ahead.
I mean, I can't believe I'm saying this, but next week we have a very special guest. So stay tuned. If it all pans out, it's going to be a solid show.
We got a promise, but, things do come up. People are busy, but we are hoping for
Yes,
none other than a very
I'm not
famous
going to drop the
person.
name quite yet, but
Tune in and see.
yeah, that's right. It's going to be huge.
What's huge about it is Robert, our producer, will be on camera. We
That's
want to
right.
talk about huge. He's actually going to be sitting in my seat. So it will be huge nonetheless.
I'm done.
I just want you to know this seat will be occupied by none other than Robert. Because he's
want to talk about it.
He's going to take the microphone. Okay? Basketball shorts and T-shirt. He's ready to go.
He's got to send Dusky Chunkless
That's
polished
right.
up and everything.
He sure does. He's the man. You guys all want to see Robert. You ever wonder what he looked like? He'll be on the show. So shout out to everyone. Thank you for watching. Peace.
Wake me up before you go. That was cool.